Well, it's once again that time of year again. Except that I feel like doing something a little different than my usual top 10. And that is a countdown entirely of what my channel's been made up of all these years. Let's Plays. As a Let's Player for nearly 8 years now, I've seen my channel go through many ups and downs, and to acknowledge all these ups and downs, I want to honor it with what the real best my channel has to offer. This is my top 15 best Let's Plays on my whole channel. There's some rules this time around. Number 1, no LPs from other channels. This is a simple rule that I'm not even going to go over. If it's on another channel, it doesn't count. However, collab LPs are also going to be present. I'm also excluding my 2 LPs I did for 16-bit Summer, since I really enjoyed one and really despised the other. Finally, this list was made before Ratchet & Clank or Aria of Sorrow even started. And as good as those Let's Plays were, I don't feel like they were even really near the best. So, with all that out of the way, enjoy what the best that I have to offer. "2014 was admittedly a weird year for me. Due to issues in my personal life, I was under a lot of stress and overall felt like garbage for most of the year. This was mostly reflected in my Let's Plays, in which I felt like I didn't really do a good job on most of them. However, one Let's Play I felt like doing for years was Pokemon Emerald, which is a childhood favorite game of mine, and despite all the weird stress that I felt in my life, I'm almost not sure if there's any other way I'd want to have done a Let's Play of this game. It felt like I was really LPing some of my older works at points and reminded me of how a great distraction to all the personal crap that went on in my life at the time. It really was a great trip back down a nostalgic path. This is the first of many Let's Plays from 2011. Mega Man 4 was a game I personally had wanted to do for many years, and when it finally came out on Virtual Console, I felt like the opportunity was present. Although to be fair, I waited almost a year after it came out to LP it. This LP was riding on the same success as SpongeBob Movie and Pokemon Platinum for me, which felt like one of the best times of my entire life. During the end of the LP, I was announcing a 3-week hiatus, which was sent off by the end of this wonderful Let's Play. Back in 2010, there was a time period where I took on the mega task of LPing 3 games at once. One was The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, another was GoldenEye 007, and the other was Super Mario 64, which is the one I chose for this list. Super Mario 64 is a game that I've LP'd over 4 times now, counting its DS remake, which I was hesitant to choose its 2013 LP, and I was also skeptical on leaving out Mario Sunshine. But I simply cannot ignore Mario 64, which is a game that I LP'd at probably the best time in my life. The summer of 2010 was the last time I saw one of my best friends with whom I barely speak to anymore, and this LP was almost completely defined by that era. It's poignant, classic, and a huge piece of nostalgia. Those were the best days of my life, back in the summer of 2010. Back in 2008, there were several games I considered Let's Playing, many of which have been LP'd on my channel. Several games I've done, few I still haven't, but some of those games include Mario 64 DS, Mario 3, and this one, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. This was a game I got a ridiculous LP idea after a few years on the back burner, and the idea of the LP was to beat the game with only 10 HP. The idea worked, and it was a continuation of my original Paper Mario Let's Play, which was done on my channel earlier that year. Speaking of which, Banjo-Kazooie is my all-time favorite video game, and this LP might be a small reason for it. It's the oldest one on this list, but it was the most groundbreaking LP on my channel for being the first full LP after I got my first capture card. And yeah, in many ways, the oldest parts are terrible. I'm painfully aware of this. But for the longest time, I felt like being informative with this Let's Play. And I feel like there were times where I was very informative. There was also a 16-month delay between parts 19 and 20, which felt like an eternity back then, when many LPs were finished during those months. But it was all for the better, as the LP was able to become one of my best by the very end. Paper Mario was started on Christmas Day back in 2011 alongside Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and for the most part, I prefer this one over the Thousand Year Door LP. The charm felt better than the original Paper Mario LP, and I felt overall more focused LPing it. Although I prefer this one to Thousand Year Door, I don't really have much else I can say about it. It kinda speaks for itself. This LP was my comeback. Donkey Kong 64 was the game that saved my interest in Let's Playing. After years of dabbling in the long-ass RPG/action/adventure LP genres, I was just tired, exhausted, and ready to quit Let's Playing. However, this classic saved my ass from exhaustion and delivered one of the finest Let's Plays to date. It was enjoyable, back to basics, and back to my roots, and kept me really focused during the final semester of high school. It was a classic LP done in the modern era of my channel, and one that I seriously should have done many years ago. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga was my first attempt at an RPG LP, and personally, I think it stands as one of the best LPs on my channel. Being the primary LP of early 2011, I feel like there wasn't really much about this game that I personally wanted to do differently if I were to redo it, which is always the way an LP should be. Like Paper Mario, however, there isn't a whole lot more I can say. What is left that I can say is that the top 7 are truly where the best LPs begin. Six words. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Okay, you knew this one was gonna make the list. This is the single most requested Let's Play I ever got, and it was to the point the biggest Let's Play on my channel. The first completely blind Let's Play, I admit. This was also my first completely blind Let's Play, and I admit, I really enjoyed playing this game for YouTube. The LP occurred just before my years of long-ass adventure and RPG meltdown, and before YouTube and Google Plus's meltdown that screwed many channels, including my own, over. But, to me, this was the best send-off to the classic era on my channel. Unknowingly back then, it was poignant, and looking back, many people have agreed with me that over the years, this LP was one of the best on my channel, and that the Sponge cemented his place on my channel with this Let's Play. It took some seriously good Let's Plays to top this one. Besides Banjo and the original Mario 64 DS LP, Kirby Superstar Ultra is the longest running LP on my channel, although it isn't due to a lack of interest, but more so about availability of doing it. However, despite all the delays between episodes, this LP is an LP I have a big fondness of recording. The chemistry between myself and Alex is among the highest despite the LP starting at the hardest point of my entire life. And I feel like there's several moments that really reflect our creativity Overall, there's very few collab LPs I've enjoyed as much as this one, which I hope to finish one day. Soon. You all knew a Zelda LP was going to make this list, and when it came down to the 4 I've LP'd, I think Majora's Mask stands out as the best. It wasn't long drawn out, bloated, or delayed like Wind Waker was. It wasn't quick and over-informative like A Link to the Past was. And although nostalgic, I feel like Ocarina of Time was still a little too early in my YouTube channel. However, Majora's Mask was at a near perfect time in my life. I was just finishing a hard first semester of high school and moving into a much easier one, allowing me to focus on LPs with much more ease. And I felt like this is possibly the most underrated Let's Play in my entire channel. And that's a damn shame because it was one of the last truly fun LPs I've ever done. Mario Party is possibly the oddest game I've ever done a Let's Play of. But as a collab LP, this is the one that I've had the most fun with on my entire channel. This LP was a long time in the making, from mid-2012 to early 2015 for similar reasons to Kirby Superstar Ultra, although my own depression caused the finale to be delayed 7 months due to a lack of interest. Despite all this though, I almost forgot how much fun I had doing this game until it was all over. Mario Party is a game where many things can happen, and I feel there are many things that happen during this LP. Almost too many things to name off here. However, on one final note, Dallas is currently in the hospital at the time of recording this, and I want you guys to wish him a fast and safe recovery. But we're not done of the list, and the top 3 were the most difficult and easiest LPs simultaneously. This one may stir up some controversy. Pokemon Platinum is an outdated LP for sure, and I'm aware how bad the quality looks compared to recent years, and I'm aware how bad it looks compared to everyone who uses DS emulation or capture cards, which I didn't have one at this time. However, in my defense, I've never had good luck with DS emulation, especially back in 2011. I will say this though, the idea of the LP was ambitious. If I can give myself anything, it was ambitious. I got a ridiculous idea to LP this game as Dawn using her team from the anime, and with a little help from my friends, this was achieved, only to feel satisfaction upon finishing difficult parts of the game. However, even if you don't like this Let's Play due to the bad quality or bad aging of the Let's Play, I will admit this was also my first time collaborating with longtime friend Nintendo LP, as well as meeting several other friends along the way, many of whom I've met at conventions, including Yoshi Gamer Girl and ZMP Pro. This LP lasted the entire fantastic year of 2011, and although I considered it a side thing for a long time, it was arguably my most focused LP for its time. I already used the Summer of '69 joke earlier, but if I can say that 2011 was my most nostalgic year, I wouldn't be lying either. I can't justify this decision anymore. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie video game is the biggest LP on my channel. It has a video with over 2 million views and many 100,000 more. It was LP during the fantastic time period of late 2010 to August 2011, and it's a serious fan favorite, and I've had a lot of fun doing it too. This was a game I've considered LPing for more than a year, and I'm so glad that I did. It was a serious tough competition for these tough spots, but ultimately, the Sponge deserved to beat Dono for the spot. But he is just barely beat out of the top spot by something else. I don't think anyone can really disagree with this decision. The greatest LP on my channel, my crowning jewel, my magnum opus. Ladies and gentlemen, the #1 LP on my channel is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Okay, if you're surprised that this Let's Play is #1, don't be. This LP spent a massive year-long planning cycle of myself wondering if I could even LP such an ambitious game. And when I finally got around to it, it spent a whopping 11 months as a Let's Play. Is this still not enough justification? People hardly ever dedicate time to 100%ing such a game. And if I were to LP just the story, the game would have lasted just 2 months, which wasn't something I wanted. During this LP, I was also partnered, which was something I strived for nearly 2 years prior to this LP starting. This is one of the most popular Let's Plays on my entire channel, along with Battle for Bikini Bottom and SpongeBob Movie. And for all the new fans who joined me for this Let's Play, I could not thank you enough. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is my favorite Let's Play that I've done, and it's what I truly consider my best work. Thank you all for watching. I've been Masterstarman, and this is what I consider my best Let's Play. I hope to see you all in 2016, in which I'll have a lot of new things in store for you guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys then. Peace out.